Hi everyone, it's Sandy, and today I'm doing an unhaul video. I'm going to be unhauling a bunch of books. This is definitely the biggest unhaul video I've ever done. There are currently 68 books that I'm going to be unhauling from my shelves. Because there are so many books that I'm unhauling, I'm not going to talk about them very much. I'm planning on donating some of these books and also selling some of these books to half-price books. By the time this video has been posted, all of these books will be gone. So let's go ahead and get started with the unhaul. The first book belongs in its own separate category because it's the only book that I haven't read and will be unhauling, and that book is The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. The reason I'm unhauling this book is that I've heard problematic things about it concerning a relationship between a slave and a master, and I'm just not interested in reading something like that. And also another reason why I'm unhauling this book is that this is going to be a 7-book series, and there's currently like 4 books out or something, and I just don't think I will dedicate myself to read a series this long at the moment. I've owned this book for a while now, and I never really had the gravitation towards picking this book up anyways, so this is the only book that I'm unhauling that I actually haven't read yet. So the next category of books is actually probably the largest one, and that is the books that I've read that I've enjoyed but don't ever plan on rereading. Alienated by Melissa Landers. I've read the first 2 books in this trilogy and I still need to read the 3rd one. I really don't plan on rereading Alienated anyways, so that's why I'm unhauling this book. Unwind by Neil Shusterman. The entire Ruby Red trilogy by Kirsten Gear. The Reboot Duology by Amy Tintera. The Uninvited Duology by Sophie Jordan, The Sweet Trilogy by Wendy Higgins, The Paranormalcy Trilogy by Kirsten White, the first 3 books in Uglies by Scott Westerfeld. Scott Westerfeld recently announced that there will be more books in this series, and I'm just no longer interested in continuing with the series or rereading these books, so that's why I'm unhauling them. Then we have Breakable and Sweet by Tamara Weber. These are companion novels to Easy, which is a new adult contemporary book, and I really loved Easy, but I just didn't like these books as much, so that's why I'm unhauling these books and I'm keeping Easy. How to Save a Life by Sarah Zarr. Free to Fall by Lauren Miller. The Under the Never Sky trilogy by Veronica Rossi. The Unearthly trilogy by Cynthia Hand. The Mara Dyer trilogy by Michelle Hodkin. I just realized I'm unhauling another book that I haven't read because it's a 3rd book in a trilogy, and that trilogy is Penryn and the End of Days by Susan E. I've read the first 2 books, Angel Fall and World After, and I did enjoy them, but it's been like a few years since I finished the 2nd book, and I've just never gotten around to picking up the 3rd book. And I've always said that I will eventually read the 3rd book, but I think I'm just giving up on the series. I don't think I will ever get to the 3rd book, so I'm unhauling this entire trilogy. The next category of books are books that I thought were okay. I thought they were mediocre, and I don't ever plan on rereading them again. The Thousandth Floor by Catherine McGee. The Broken Hearts and Revenge trilogy by Katie Finn. The Wicked Will Rise by Danielle Page. This is the 2nd book in Dorothy Must Die, and I'm still keeping Dorothy Must Die because I actually really enjoyed that first book. I didn't enjoy the 3rd book very much, and I really have no interest in continuing on with the rest of the series. And the reason why I'm keeping the 1st book is because it's signed and personalized, and I'm just having a more difficult time getting rid of those books. So maybe one day in the future I'll unhaul Dorothy Must Die, but for now that book is staying and I'm unhauling the 2nd book. Daughter of Deep Silence by Carrie Ryan. The Archive by Victoria Schwab. Not a Drop to Drink by Mindy McGinnis. These Shallow Graves by Jennifer Donnelly. Fire with Fire by Jenny Han and Siobhan Vivian. This is the 2nd book in the Burn for Burn trilogy, and I'm also keeping that 1st book because I've met those authors and it's signed and personalized, and like I said earlier, I'm just having a more difficult time getting rid of that book, so for now that book is staying and this book is going. The Program by Suzanne Young. This series was supposed to be a duology at first, and then all of a sudden there are so many books in the series, and I don't ever plan on rereading these books anyways. By Your Side by Casey West. The Body Finder by Kimberly Durting. And these 2 anthologies, the first one My True Love Gave to Me, and the 2nd one Summer Days and Summer Nights, both edited by Stephanie Perkins. I'm also unhauling these novella bindo copies. The first one is Unite Me, which is from the Shatter Me series by Tahada Mafi. Then we have the Selection Stories, which is from the Selection trilogy by Kara Cass. And then lastly we have Delirium Stories by Lauren Oliver, which is from the Delirium trilogy. 3rd category are books that I'm unhauling because I didn't like them. The first one is The Wrath and the Dawn by Renee Adjie, and I've been wanting to unhaul this book for a while now, but the struggle that I have is that I've met the author and this book is signed and personalized to me, so I'm like, do people want this book if it's personalized to another person? But I'm sure people don't mind because it's still a book, it's still completely readable, and it's a pretty popular book too, so I'm finally going to be unhauling this book. I'm also unhauling the 5th Wave trilogy by Rick Yancey. I did enjoy the 1st book, but I think every single book after that just went downhill and I'm no longer a fan. The Star Touched Queen by Roshni Daphne Chokshi, The Coldest Girl in Cold Town by Holly Black, Something Strange and Deadly by Susan Dennard, Sea of Shadows by Kelly Armstrong. The last 4 books that I'm unhauling are books that are written by 2 different authors. I've thought about unhauling these books for a really long time, but I've just never gotten around to doing it yet until it was revealed that these 2 authors sexually assaulted people, and hearing that just made it easier for me to get rid of these books. The first book is 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher, and then I have the Maze Runner series by James Dashner. So those are all the books that I'm unhauling in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!